Hello everyone, this is Monica, your English mentor. Now today in this lecture, we are just going to start the last part of our tense, that is future tense. In this video, we will discuss about the part of the tense, that is future tense, and also its subparts, that is future indefinite, or we can it also as simple future, future continuous, future perfect, as well as the future perfect continuous. And in this lecture we will also discuss about the syntax and how we can form the sentences out of the syntax of different forms. Now let's begin with the identification of the future tense. The main mark of the future tense is the using of will and shall as an helping verb, right? So let's begin with the video with the very definition of the future tense. What do you mean by the future? It means an action which has just not happened yet, right? It means which we are just going to do in the future, which represent the future. That tense is called future tense. Now let's begin how we can use the two of the main identifying verb, or you can say helping verb, as per the rule. Now let's begin. Here we can use will according to the rule with he, she, it, they and any name, and shall we will use with I and we, but in some condition we can use will with I and we. It can be happen when you are not 100% sure about your working or your surety, that you are not 100% sure about to go somewhere, whatever be that. When you are not 100% sure, then you can use the will with I and we, right? So we usually use the 100% surety shall with shall. It means shall is showing the 100% surety and will is showing the 50% surety when it come along with the I and we. Now let's move towards the simple future, or we can say indefinite future indefinite tense. Here is the syntax says that subject plus will shall plus verb first form then object, right? In the future tense, we generally found these are the two identifying marks, that is will and shall as helping verb. But I will talk about in Hindi identification, that it will be ga, ge and gi, right? So whenever you find any of the sentence in the translation that you have to translate a Hindi sentence into English, then you will found the ga, ge and gi in it, then you have to keep your one thing in your mind, that this sentence will be of the future indefinite, and you have to change according to the rules. Now let's talk about the rules as well as the different forms of future indefinite tense. As the first form is the affirmative sentence, which says that you can say it consider with the syntax that subject plus will shall plus verb first form plus object, right? We just get the same syntax as the future simple indefinite main syntax. So here we get the sentences that I shall go to park for a walk. I shall go to park for a walk. It means here subject is here is I is the subject and shall is the helping verb. Then go is the verb first form. Then park and other thing will be the object, right? So here is the another form of this very sentence will found in the examination or in our paper. So that will be the negative, maybe interrogative and negative can be both. So let's move towards the negative. Negative refers to the syntax that subject plus will shall plus note plus verb first form plus object. Note here denotes the negativity or the negative sentence. Now when we will compile all these things and we will make a sentence, then it will be like this. I shall not go to park for a while. I had just already told you that after will or shall we will put not, then after that we will give the first form of verb, then out of that the remaining part will be the object. Now here is the next. If we are talking about the interrogative sentence generally query means which are just interrogate or ask questions, right? Which arise question in your mind will be come under the interrogative sentence. So here is an interrogative syntax of simple future or future indefinite will be like this. It follows the same, you can say little bit different out of the syntaxes of which we have just discussed before. Here says will shall comes at the first position plus subject plus verb first form plus object, and then we will put the question mark. Yes, in the interrogative sentence and negative or interrogative both, we have to mention the question mark in that. It means in this and in this, not in this. In the negative sentence, in the alone or single negative sentence, we never marked as the question mark in the end. Okay. Now, if we are going to put this way syntax to form a sentence, then the sentence will be shall I go to park for a walk? Then there will be the question mark. Shall I go to park for a walk? It means shall is the helping verb getting the first position in the sentence, and then I is the subject and go is the verb first form. Then to park for a walk is the object, and last we have the question mark, that is a question in the future indefinite tense. Now next move towards the negative interrogative. Negative interrogative means the amalgamation or the mixture of the negative plus interrogative. Whenever you have to put a question in the negative sense, then you have to use this syntax in the future indefinite tense. Here it will be will shall plus subject plus not plus verb first form plus object, and then put the question mark in the end. Remaining part will be like the object, right? So after that we have to put the question mark. Remember this, students. Now here the sentence will be out of this syntax. Will be what will be gained here. Here it will be like this. Shall I not go to park for a walk? Shall I not go to park for a walk? Okay. Now here is the will and shall at the first position, and then I become the subject and not will come after the subject always in each and every tense in the rule of negative and interrogative. Remember this. So I not go. Go means verb first form, then to park for a walk means the object of the remaining part, and after that we have just put the question mark. Now this is all about the future indefinite, in which we have just discussed about the syntax. Main syntax will be subject plus will shall plus verb first form plus object, right? If I will talk about the English identification, then you will get the helping verb in it like will and shall, and will be used with the he, she, it, they and name, but it can also be used with I and we in the condition when you are not 100% sure. But shall will also only used with the I and we. It can never be along with the he, she, it, they and name, right? So if I will talk about the simple you can say identification in Hindi, then it will be ga, ge, gi, right? It's all about the future simple or future indefinite tense. Now let's move towards the future continuous, or it can be considered as the future progressive tense, because everything which is just prevailing in it is in the progress. Now here we continue something which is just continue in the future, not yet but in the future. Now here the main syntax of this particular tense will be subject plus shall will plus be. It will be will be appear here plus verbs first form plus ing plus object. In the further video we will discuss many of the things about the different forms and all that, but I want to make you remember that in the previous video we have just already been discussed that the continuous tense of any of the tense like past, future, or the you can say present tense, even we generally found a common thing in the continuous tense, that is verb first form plus ing, because ing is a present participle and it come along when it happens in the continuous form, or it progression. So it shows the progress. Now in the end there will be the object, right? Now here the English identification mark will be and shall be. Okay. Now if I will talk about the Hindi identification, then it will be रहा, होगा, रहे, होंगे, रही, होंगे. Right? Whenever you get the sentence in Hindi with these ending words, then you have to just create some of the ideas in your mind that these identification is belong to present continuous tense, right? Present continuous tense means the progressive tense. Now here we are going to discuss about the different forms of sentence which lies in the future continuous. Generally we have only 4 types which we have just discussed earlier even. Now this is only 4, that is affirmative, negative, interrogative, and the fourth one is the amalgamation or the mixture of interrogative plus negative. Now let's move first the affirmative. Affirmative are the simple sentences, so let's move towards this because it generally belong to the same or the main syntax as like the future or main subparts syntax. So it will be like that: subject plus will, shall plus be plus verb first form plus ing plus object, right? So we will get the sentence like this: I, here the subject, shall is the helping verb, and along with the helping verb we will put be, and then verb first form plus ing, that is go plus ing, that is present participle, or you can say verbing, you can say verbing. So to park for a walk is the object. So it has been clear to you. Now another one is the negative. Negative syntax follow as subject plus will, shall plus not plus be. Remember one thing, it always put after the will and shall plus not plus be. Okay, then not has been come in between the will, be and shall be. Okay. Now here is the verb first form plus ing plus object. So we get the sentence like this. I shall not be going to park for a walk. I shall not be going to park for a walk. Here I is the subject, shall is the helping verb, and we put the not in between the shall and be, and then verbs first form plus object. Now here is the next form, that is interrogative. So interrogative will explain us as will, shall plus subject plus be. Be will be after the subject, then verb first form plus ing plus object, and in the end we will put the question mark because interrogative is a sentence which generally interrogates something. It may be either in the past, it may be either about the present, it may be either about the future. So it is always put the question mark in the end. So after this syntax we will get the sentence like this: shall I be going to park for a walk? Shall I be going to park for a walk? Here shall will come at the first position. Why? Helping verb is at the first position in the sentence. Why? Because this is the interrogative sentence, and in every interrogative sentence, every time we just put the helping verb at the first position in the sentence, and then there will be subject. Here is the subject is I, and be is the main feature for the future continuous tense. Otherwise, if be will not be here, then it will be just like what? You can say the simple future if these two things will not be there, right? Be plus verb first form plus ing, if these three things will not be there, then we will skip this phrase, or you can say this syntax, so this part of syntax, then it will be like the simple. So we have to identify the very thing with the syntax of the sentence, that either it is simple or either it will be continuous, or either it will be present or future. Whatever be that, it's all clear with the syntax. Now we are just moving towards the negative and interrogative. In negative interrogative means the sometime when we just kind of mixing interrogative questions of in the negative sense, then it will be like this. It follows the syntax as will, shall plus subject plus note plus be plus first form plus ing plus object, then we put the question mark in the end. Now we will get the sentence out of this syntax. Then it will be a bit like this: shall I not be going to park for a walk? Then put the question mark. Here we have just done two of the things. One is interrogate, other one is negative. We have just given the negative even questioning, right? So here we get the something which is just like this: shall I not be going to park for a walk? Then put the question mark in the end. So this is all about the future continuous tense. Now let's move towards the future perfect tense. I have already been told you that one feature which is common in every perfect tense is that verbs third form, because verbs third form is only live with the perfect tense. Remember this: in every perfect tense, either of the you can say past or the present or the future, you will always get the verbs third form in the syntax, right? So remember always this. So here the main syntax will be like this: subject plus will have, shall have plus verbs third form plus object. Now here the English identification mark will be like that: will have and shall have will be the identifying you can say word from the future perfect tense. If I will talk about the Hindi identification, then it will be चुका होगा, चुके होंगे, चुकी होगी. Okay, whenever you find these ending points or the ending words in Hindi, then please make it clear that it's only belong to the future perfect tense. And whenever you get the in English will have and shall have in the sentence, then please clear your mind that it only belong to the future perfect tense. Now let us move towards the form, different forms. First one is affirmative. Here affirmative syntax follow as subject plus will have or shall have plus verbs third form plus object. And out of this syntax we will get he will have played football. He is a subject, will have is a helping verb, and verb's third form is played, and football is the remaining part, or we can call it the object. Now here's the like negative. Negative will also include the not, only not. So subject plus will have, shall have, not plus have plus verb's third form plus object. Then the sentence will be: he will not have played football. He will not have played football. Now here's the interrogative. Interrogative sentence will lie that at the first position we will always put the helping verb, and after that completion of the sentence we put the question mark. Here says will and shall plus subject plus have plus verbs third form plus object, then there will be the question mark in the end. The sentence we will get like this: will he have played football? Will he have played football? Right? So will is the main, you can say, the helping verb when come at the first position lies to the interrogative sentence, and we have just put the question mark in the end. And will have is the identification mark for the future perfect tense. Now here is the negative and interrogative sentence, right? In this the syntax will be as will, shall plus subject plus note plus have plus verbs third form plus object plus question mark, right? So here we all have, and we will put all these things together, and we found a sentence that will be: will he not have played football? Will he not have played football? Okay. Now here will and question mark in the end, will in the starting will lies to the interrogative, but not will come for the negative sense. Now this is all about the future perfect tense. Now let's move towards the future perfect continuous, right? So in this we have just find some of the common things which we have just find in the earlier videos too of the present and past. That is you will found first form plus ing plus since of for and plus since of for, and here and for. This is the common for every past perfect continuous tense. Perfect continuous tense. So now let's give a syntax. Main syntax for the future perfect continuous tense is, syntax will be like this: subject plus will have, shall have, plus been, plus was first form, plus ing, plus since and for, plus the remaining part of the object, whatever be the after steering part of since and for. And in the previous video I just already been told you that since will always use with the definite time period, but for is always used for the indefinite time period, right? So here we are going for the forms, different forms of sentences of future perfect continuous. One is affirmative. Affirmative syntax will say subject plus will have plus been plus first form plus ing plus it means object plus since and for. Then we have to put all these things into a sentence. Then we will get the sentence as follow: he will have been watching the TV for 50 minutes. Here come because we don't know which 50 minutes are there. It may be of the mornings 50 minutes, it may be the afternoons 50 minutes, it may be the anything of the related. So we are not even definite about the thing that which 50 minutes are there, whose the speaker has been talking about. So now here is the negative one. Negative syntax follow as subject plus will have, will shall plus not have plus been plus was for first form plus ing plus object and then since and for, right? We will put all this syntax into a sentence and then we will get what we will get. We will get he will not have been watching the TV for 50 minutes, right? He will not have been watching the TV for 50 minutes, right? So here in interrogative sentence we just find out the first thing starting with the helping verb ending with the question, sorry for the question mark. Now here it says that will shall plus subject plus have plus been plus verb first form plus ing plus object plus since and for, and the end there will be the question mark, and before question mark there will be the remaining part. So here it says the sentence will be like this: will he have been watching the TV for 50 minutes? Now here the question has been putting out that will he have been watching the TV for 50 minutes, right? Here the question mark. So here is the negative interrogative. Negative interrogative is the amalgamation of the negative plus interrogative when it has also contained the negative sense and putting a question for you. Now here is that will shall plus subject plus not plus have been plus was first form plus ing plus since and for and the object, right? So here he says that will he not have been watching the TV for the 50 minutes, right? So here what will we get? Watching for the TV for the 50 minutes. So this is all about the you can say future perfect continuous, because I haven't tell you the Hindi identification of it. Then it will be like this: से रहा होगा, से रही होगी, and से रहे होंगे. Okay, whenever you find all these things into Hindi, then please put your mind towards the future perfect continuous.